Welcome back to Weekly Rapid Chess. This is episode 11. I feel like I say this every time, but I still can't believe we're at so many episodes. Anyway, my current rating is 1117. Obviously, the new high for my account, for the channel. And yeah, enough yapping. Boot up a 10-minute game, let's go. We are playing as white. If you're a long-time viewer, you already know the drill. It's e4. I'm going to go d4 as well. Okay. This is already pretty scary. We're just going to defend. Okay, and he's going to pin that, so should probably defend the pawn again because he's probably going to trade this now. Very aggressive opening play, I must admit. You know what? We're going to attack the queen and defend the pawn at the same time. Oh yeah, and now he retreats. Okay. That's what he gets for getting his queen out too early. Especially like that. Let's go for a bishop trade immediately. If he trades for the knight, that's pretty good for me. Okay, of course he doesn't. Hey, this position is already pretty good. He doesn't really have much here. Let's just trap his bishop in a box. Let's just put his bishop away in the storage room for the rest of the game. After he does that, I'll put a bishop here, support the pawn, and we'll be chilling. And this guy started off playing really fast, and now he's slowing down a little bit. This knight is undefended now, so we have to do something about this. I should definitely castle this way. Okay, he's going to do that. Immediately just lock up the position. And now he's just never going to trade off this pawn, hopefully. Can move this bishop out here and basically get some more support on the pawn. Really solid position so far, honestly. Really happy with this. Okay, he's going to jump in immediately. No, we can immediately trade off this bad knight, except for the fact that we would get forked, which is not amazing. Yeah, now we have to worry about this knight too. A bit unfortunate. There's definitely a way out of this. I want to keep the bishop, but this is tough. How else can I defend this? You know what? I'm just gonna take spending too much time on this move. We can take back with the knight. And also, like I said, we're supporting this pawn now. I'm not exactly happy about the bishop-knight trade, but it had to happen, I guess. Oh, this knight is looking pretty active now. Okay, castle, I'll castle too. Can push this, and I'll have a really solid pawn structure now. Look at this. Ain't nothing breaking through here. I just get the queen over here. Well, queens don't move like that, obviously, but something like that. Reroute the queen. Maybe push this up. Get rid of the bishop entirely. Okay, he's gonna push this now. You know what? I'll let him take and basically open up my rook, and if he does trade, I'll have another rook here. So I'm just gonna move my queen here. Basically just hold on to this pawn, trade off with this one, keep all my pawns in the middle. If he does take, and if he does trade the rook, I have another rook. And then I also need to make sure I just never get back rank checkmated. If I do start messing around with my back rank. Yeah, okay. I can basically pre-move this. Exactly. And at some point I need to do this. Also look at this, like, my back rank, like, this rook can come in, like, basically whenever it wants. Meanwhile, he's got to move this bishop around if he wants his queen to come out. Okay, he's gonna move in here. Attacking my knight. There's gotta be a good move here. This bishop has been extremely annoying for this entire game. I'm really tempted to put the knight here, hoping that he trades, and then doubling my pawns just to get rid of it. but not 100% sure that's the best idea. Where else can the knight go? Here, but the knight gets basically immediately kicked out. Can go back. Back actually isn't that bad. You know, I actually kind of like back. Let's go back. And now this knight is supported by the other knight, and they're friends. You know, I'm honestly really happy to just trade off all of his pieces and then just get into the endgame. As his queen, I feel like, is going to be extremely annoying. Also, this is looking pretty sus. If we can get the knight here. If he doesn't defend it correctly, he might just get mated. I'll just have to be really sure that I don't randomly hang anything either. No, there are actually no threats here. I can actually just pop the knight here. We can just see if he messes up. We gotta try to attack him at some point. I think the best way for him to defend this is by moving this pawn forward. But it's not a very... I mean, if you see the queen, that makes sense. Oh, he just disconnected. Oh no. He might just lose because he disconnected. He's gonna auto-resign. Oh no, that would be very lame. Okay, he's back, he's back. Thank goodness. Alright. Okay, so he does move this knight here. I wonder what he's trying to do. Is he trying to take my bishop? I'm really tempted to just push this pawn here, see if he moves the knight, and then we just mate him on the spot. I think that would be kind of funny. I think the best move for him is to threaten this back, so then he gets a trade. But I don't know. We'll see what he does. I probably shouldn't be moving the pawns in front of my king, but well, like I said, we kind of have to see if he messes up or something. Okay, and he hangs mate in 1. Goodbye. Wow, so... that was not very nice of me. I shouldn't have just, like, played him like that anyway. But our rating is now 11-27, and we did get away with the win there. He did fall for my tricky little move. Yeah, so... bit of a shorter game than we're usually accustomed to, but that's what happened. I am going to pause the video right here and review the game myself, and I will get back to you with a hopefully nice analysis. I'll be back. And we are back, and it is time to analyze the game that I just played. So, as you guys saw, I played e4, and after taking some space, we got the French defense, and he immediately pushed his queen to h4, which is a pretty scary move, but not a very good one, because you can just defend the pawn. And after he throws a pin, you can just defend the pawn. After this move, I took the opportunity to both defend this pawn from the knight he just moved in, and attack his queen. So, he had to retreat back, although apparently he should have traded with check. After unpinning my knight, he develops his other knight, attacking this pawn, which is already defended by my bishop. And after I play a3, kicking out his bishop, he makes a small mistake. He was supposed to trade for the knight, but he doesn't. He instead moves his bishop back, which allows it to be bullied around by my pawns. Now I make a mistake, and over here I should have kicked out his knight, basically just bullying it back to its starting position. But I don't do that. I just move my bishop out to support my pawn. And after that, he plays this move here, which is an inaccuracy. He's supposed to move it only 1 square, but he moves it 2. And this means I can now kick out his bishop and basically lock up the entire position. And he jumps in here. Now, this gets pretty interesting, because I don't actually play the correct move here. I play bishop takes, which is a good move, but it's not the best one, because in-game I thought that this move wouldn't be good, because I thought there was a fork. But there isn't, because, as you just saw, the bishop can take the pawn. So that was just me not thinking ahead. So remember, guys, always think ahead, because this pawn is no longer defended, and even though it looks like, oh no, fork, well, bishop just takes back, so it's actually not that bad, and you actually win material, you actually get a pawn. So that's good to know for the future. Instead, like I said, I took with the bishop, he takes back with the pawn, and I take back with the knight. Okay, so I'm still up a pawn, whatever. He castles, I castle, and he moves a side pawn. I move a pawn, and this basically strengthened my entire structure, although I probably should have moved it 2 squares according to the computer, but anyway. Then he pushes this pawn. I allow my rooks to get connected, and add some more support to this pawn, and after we trade pawns, he trades rooks, and now my position is looking pretty good. It maybe looks a little bit open, a little bit airy, but it's solid. Everything is kind of held together, and his bishop and knight are kind of stuck. They can't really go anywhere. As you can see, the bishop has like literally 3 squares it can go to, and 2 of them will make it like die immediately. So bishop is not doing great, and knight is not doing great. They're both kind of feeling a little claustrophobic right now. Anyway, he does move his queen out again, and this isn't a great move, because I'm apparently supposed to threaten some checkmate, but I did that later. Instead, I opted to drop my knight back, as you can see here. And after he moves the knight, well, now I move in for the checkmate. He does block it with the knight, though. However, after I push my pawn, he forgets what this knight is actually doing. And instead of offering a trade, he moves the knight. And the issue is, the knight was blocking the queen from taking this pawn. And now that the knight just moved, the queen takes the pawn, and it's just checkmate. So, like I said earlier, a bit shorter game than usual, but game nonetheless. And yeah, it always feels nice to win, guys. So anyway, that will be it for this video. A little bit short, but I don't think that's really a problem. Anyway, I really do hope you enjoyed. There will hopefully be an episode next week, provided nothing strange happens. And yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.